We're going to start talking football right now, and also society, American society as a whole, because that's what Kenny Stills is about, has been about. He is the Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee of the Miami Dolphins, fresh off of a tour that you, sir, said on your Twitter feed, at K Stills, with the I believe, lowercase,
Yeah.
correct? I noticed that. To see the work being done in the fight for equality and social justice. Good to see you, Kenny Stills, here on the show in studio.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
So why did you take this tour? What was this all about here?
When the offseason came, started a little bit early for us, obviously, since we didn't make the playoffs. I wanted to find a way to continue to kind of do the work that I've been doing in the local community there in Miami. And I love traveling. I love being on the road. So I rented an RV and thought, let's see some of the work that, some of the grassroots organizations are doing around the country, and particularly in the South.
And you started in Miami, then you went to the state capital of Tallahassee, first up, and you met with Dream Defenders to protest for fair treatment of incarcerated individuals. Does that go straight to the heart of why you were protesting during the national anthem this year?
No, not directly to the heart of, but I see myself as somebody that is about human rights, and for people to not be treated fair it's not right. And so to have the opportunity to go up there and really be on the front lines and protest and try and start conversation was an opportunity that I couldn't pass up.
Okay, and so what did you glean during this trip, where you went to the MLK Center in Atlanta? Here in Los Angeles, where you met Dr. John Carlos as well. What did you learn on this trip here, Kenny?
I learned a lot, honestly. For me, it was really about educating myself about the history of the civil rights movement, connecting with young adults, young males, and trying to mentor and show them that people care about them and understand that, I grew up in similar situations, and that I want to do everything I can and use my platform to help, elevate their voices, because, sometimes they feel like they're not being heard, or change isn't coming their way.
Mm-hmm. And did you leave more hopeful than when you got in that RV at all? Or, I mean, how did you come through this?
Yeah, no, to be honest, it's very, there's a lot of negativity, in the world, and we hear a lot of negativity, through our social media channels. So it was really special for me to connect with a lot of these organizations and these people that have sacrificed themselves and dedicate themselves to helping others, and so just connecting with like-minded people, positive people, and see the work that they're doing, it really warmed my heart and uplifted my spirit.
Yeah, Kenny Stills here on the Rich Eisen Show. Let's walk through some other places that you went to. You went over the Edmund Pettus Bridge.
Yeah.
What were you thinking when you did that in Selma?
It's unbelievable, the feeling I had just walking across there. Just really emotional person, so I was fighting back tears pretty much the whole time, and being able to just picture and imagine what it was like for them to march across that bridge. And it just was special to me to be there and see that and know the history that's there. And
the Medgar Evers house you went to in Jackson, Mississippi, where he was assassinated.
Yep.
And then, did you go to the hotel, the motel in Memphis, where Martin Luther King?
Yeah, so it's a National Civil Rights Museum, I think, and yes, that was probably the most powerful, or one of the most powerful experiences that I've had.
So, what were you feeling? I mean, walk me through your temples there, Kenny.
You go into different rooms throughout the museum leading up to where he was assassinated, and just every room I went into, I just was filled with so much emotion. I was fighting back tears in every room that I was in, just angry and sad, disappointed, hurt, combination of all these feelings. And then you get to the room where he's assassinated, and you see the ledge that he was at and kind of the angle from where the shooter was. And I just broke down, and I couldn't hold back the tears anymore. I couldn't hold back the way that I was feeling, and I was kind of embarrassed, because there's a lot of other people in the museum, doing their thing and paying their respects. And I couldn't help myself, just being there in that moment and understanding and seeing all the work and sacrifice everyone has made throughout the civil rights movement really just touched my heart.
Kenny Stills here on the Rich Eisen Show. And then in New Orleans, you hooked up with the Your Rights camp run by none other than Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah.
What spirits is Colin Kaepernick in? right now?
He's in great spirits. The Know Your Rights camp is by far the most impressive thing that I've ever been a part of.
Why is that?
Just the work that they're doing, educating. I think there was over 400 kids there, educating them on their African history. We get into these breakout groups and they're learning about technology, and they're learning about holistic health, and they're learning about finance. And so they're leaving this camp with these tools. And then also, having an African ancestry kit, in their bags, and leaving with a pair of shoes, and just like all these different tools. And the way that they run the camp is very family oriented, and the volunteers are so invested, and the teachers and everyone that's there. It's very special. I think like the happiest I've ever been was the day after, or like the night after the camp was over, and we all spent time together. I was just on a high.
Does he want to play football still?
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, we texted the other day about, throwing this off season and doing things together, and he's ready to play.
Does he think he's going to play?
Honestly, I don't have any clue. I would think that he thinks he's going to play. I don't see why not. There's a lot of teams that need quarterbacks. He's a great player, and honestly, the controversy that we have going on with the national anthem and what the owners are saying and how they feel about it, we've got to move past like this false narrative that they've made, and really just own up to the mistakes that we have, as a league, and not getting ahead of this conversation, and not pushing the narrative in the right direction, and allowing our guys to speak up and speak out the way the NBA does, and embracing that, and embracing that as part of our culture and our league.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.